So today I got some PC parts off Facebook and eBay job lots. I'm gonna put some parts on screen here. Here. I don't know. Gonna put that in while I'm editing. So we're gonna be doing something with the build that I did last time with the 1650. So let's jump straight into it. In total, I spent around £400 on bundles and parts to fill in where the bundles were missing to build a full PC. So right now we're gonna build this GTX 1650 build that we got from the last 380 build. So we got this B350 Asus motherboard that we bought individually, not from this bundle. And we're gonna shove a 3600. We're gonna skip over all the motherboard preparations because you guys see that already. And yep, let's get that started. So change your plans. We're actually gonna do a voiceover while we do the motherboard preparation. Creative, I know. So we're gonna put the specs of our CPU here, the 3600. This is a very capable CPU for like gaming and productivity. It's just very good low-end CPU in general, and we're gonna use that to power this build today. So we got this 500 gig Western Digital random SSD drive. I think it's got Windows pre-booted, and we're just gonna install that. It is an entry-level drive, as it says on the SSD tier list, but it shouldn't matter that much because this isn't gonna be like heavy on transfer, read writes, all that stuff. It's not gonna need all that speed. And so now we're securing it. And next we got this RAM, which I got on a pretty bad deal, 16 gigs for 35 for 4 sticks, which is not ideal, but this is RAM for overclocking, so it's kind of understandable. And I install that now. It's got actually pretty cool white LEDs, to be fair. And it's a pretty nice looking RAM cooler, but you know, it's a bit expensive at the end of the day. You get all those 4 sticks installed, and 4 sticks isn't very ideal because you're supposed to run dual channel, but it is what it is. Gonna put up RAM specs up here now. All right, so now we're gonna install the cooler, which we got from last build, along with the GTX 1650, which we're gonna pair with this build later on. And now we're gonna install the mounting brackets for it for AMD. And if you'd like to check it out, you can go to my channel. It should be the one behind this one. And that's the pretty interesting AI build I had to build for a customer. Pretty interesting and good deal. Lots of profit, to be fair. I think I might put up a profit counter up in the future if I have enough time or whatever. And this thermal price that I'm spreading right now is from a bundle. I'm not going to count that towards the cost because that's kind of dumb. So we're just spreading around right now, like with those thermal paste spreaders that you get with big tubes of thermal paste. But I'm poor, so I'm doing a screwdriver. So right now I should be installing the actual heatsink. There we go. Putting specs on here now. I think it's like around 4 heat pipes. The Diff ID Cooling SC214XT is actually one of the top performing single tower coolers on the market, on a budget of course. And it's incredibly good value because it can cool a 55600X to like 40 degrees idle. I think that's from benchmarks my friend has. That's just incredible for a single cooler. So now that motherboard's actually fully prepped, we're gonna put it into the case now. We already put in the IO shield and the hard drive, which is 2 terabytes, which put it in there for God to get rid of it, you know. So now we're gonna put it into this fully ATX Corsair Carbide Series 05. Pretty nice case. Only downside is that it does come with a plastic front cover, which kind of looks ass. Let me just put it up here real quick. It's really opaque. Oh, you can see me there. Yep. It's really dark as well, so you can barely see anything. It feels cheap, but you know, it's a bit more durable than glass. But it's more scratchy. So it is what it is. Doesn't really matter with the performance side. So we're gonna actually put in this. Well, motherboard. You can't really see it, but I'm gonna put it in now. A cool thing from these old motherboards is that you can see right there under my hand, there's like a little speaker right there, and it comes up with the little beeping noises that you can diagnose your PC with and see what's wrong. There's also the LED lights, but sometimes the lights are dog water. That the B330 ASUS motherboard is in, we can start installing the PSU, which is the... Noisy. Shit, just dropped something. Alright. Which is the CV550 from Corsair, which should be more than enough for the GTX 1650, which is recommended PSU of only 300, I think. So this was more than enough headroom, and we're going to be installing this very ugly bottom panel here. Got these PSU screws here. Okay. Screw these in from the back. You can't really see, but I'm definitely doing it. Let's talk about the cable management from this case. It's like abysmal. So it's really like no front panel for up top for the CPU. So I think we're gonna have to route the CPU in from the side. And I'm pretty sure this CPU core is, yes, it's too tall. I'm gonna have to flip this fan around to the back. So yeah, cut to that in a sec. So this case feels cheap. I do appreciate that it does not have breakaway covers like most budget cases do, and these are actually screw-on PCIe covers, which is really nice when you like buy from used, because most people like snap away all of the PCIe covers, and that's just really annoying. And I did get this case part of a bundle, so I did manage to get all the PCIe slots back. So this is the GTX 1650 I was talking about earlier from the old build. You could check it out if you want. I'm just saying, it's a pretty good video. Screwing it in, make sure it doesn't sag. And now we're plugging everything in. So it's a great time to talk about the PSU actually. This is C on the PSU tier list, but it shouldn't matter that much because it's not going to be used strictly for gaming, and the power draw isn't going to be that high from the 1650 either, so we're going to be fine. Not going to explode or anything, no one's going to have any troubles, it's going to last for a long time. And I'm having extreme trouble routing this tight ass CPU power cable into the top right. So I was going to do a time lapse of like all the cable managing stuff, but I just realized it wasn't really worth it because no one really wants to watch that anyway, am I right? So this is everything plugged in. I decided to add another hard drive, which is 1 terabyte, which is 3.5 terabytes in total now. And I'd say it looks pretty good in front. Yeah, pretty neat. So I'm gonna plug this up, see if it boots. I'm gonna cut back to that. Turn this on. LEDs. Any? Wait, I forgot to turn off. Alright, there we go. There are the LEDs. Alright, lights come on. Make sure this. Okay, this monitor's working. Diagnostic lights. Orange. Something too bright to see. Red, white. Can't really see it. Oh, there's a beep. Hey! We got power! Oh, there we go. Can't really see it well, but speaker's beeping. That works. That's first PC done from Droplots, so that's looking great. I'm gonna install Windows on this thing, and we're gonna, yeah,
Who wants the second one?
So we're just in BIOS right now, and we're just gonna, there's already actually a copy of Windows installed in one of the hard drives, so we're gonna use that. And we're gonna, yeah, boot this, adjust the BIOS a little, I don't know what's happening, and gonna sell this with the peripherals, the keyboard and the mouse that I got in one of the bundles.
If you want to check
Don't
out
worry,
my other
I
build
did
that
add
has
some
drawn
fans in
lots,
the end,
yeah,
so
comes
there
right
will be
now.
adequate
So go
cooling.
check it out. See you next time.